Hello everyone, myself Michael Ravina, Associate Professor, Department of Computer Science. The subject is CS3492 Database Management System. The unit is Relational Database and the topic is Embedded SQL. Embedded SQL is a method of inserting inline SQL statements or queries into the code of the programming language, which is known as a host language. This is the simplest approach to embed SQL statements directly into the source code files that will be used to create an application. This technique is referred to as embedded SQL programming. Structure of embedded SQL defines step-by-step process of establishing a connection with database and executing the code in the database within the high-level language. Connection to the database. This is the first step while writing a query in high-level languages. First, connection to the database that we are accessing needs to be established. This can be done by using a keyword connect, but it has to proceed with XECSQL to indicate that is a SQL statement. That means EXEC SQL connect DB name. DB name is the database name. Then EXEC SQL connect HR user. Here connect to the database HR user. Once connection is established with the database, we can perform the database transaction. Next one is the host variables. There are two types of host variables. First one is the input host variable. Then second one is the output host variable. Input host variables is to transfer data to the database. Then the output host variable is used to receive data from the database. Host variables are ordinary programming languages. They must be defined within a special section known as declaration section. The host variables are specified within the declaration section. Next one is the dynamic SQL. Dynamic SQL is SQL statements that are constructed at runtime. For example, the application may allow users to enter their own queries. Dynamic SQL is programming technique that enables you to build SQL statements dynamically at runtime. Then this one is a prepare phase. Prepare means since dynamic SQL builds a query at any runtime, as the first step is we need to capture all the input from the user. It will be stored in the string variable. Depending on the input received from the user, string variable is appended with inputs and SQL keywords. These SQL strings statements are converted into SQL query. This can be done by using the prepare statement. The next one is the execute phase. In this execute phase, the execute statement is used to compile the and execute SQL statements prepared in the database. EXEC SQL execute SQL query. Here the particular SQL query can be specified. The next one is the execute immediate. This statement is used to prepare SQL statement as well as the execute the SQL statements in the database. It performs the task of prepare and execute in a single line. EXEC SQL execute immediate SQL statement.